Level 7 Eagle's Tower. Hello here to you, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. In the previous episode, we met Rocky the Flying Rooster! Whee! We're flying high in the sky! Unfortunately, he won't follow us into dungeons, which is super tragic indeed. But in today's video, we're going to begin exploring the penultimate dungeon of Link's Awakening. And you may notice on the map right there, unlike the other dungeons, this one is divided into 4 separate areas. This is the only multi-floored level in the entire game. It is not quite as the same degree as A Link to the Past, but it is still pretty cool. Defeating all the like-likes will drop us our first key. And now we can open a locked door. Remember, this treasure chest for later. We can't quite grab it yet. There is a bit of a secret we could do with that if we had a certain item that we could have gotten earlier in the game, but we'll save that for another time. We have this super shiny green orb we'll be carrying around with us, and that orb is going to be our newest best friend in the entire world. Think of it like the companion cube from Portal if you want something that's kind of a bit more of a recent example. And we see this pillar right here, just standing there, just being a pillar, showing me no respect. You know what I think about that? You wanna think about that, you pillar? Huh? You wanna think about that? How do you feel about an orb in the face? It's kind of amusing seeing how much the graphics flicker during that. It's like, yeah, the Game Boy definitely couldn't handle it, but it's like, could it really not handle that much? It doesn't change the environment that much. It just shakes the screen a little bit. But, yeah, what are you gonna do? We got another pillar over here. It's the pillar to our success. Hey, get away from me. You can also use the orb to attack enemies as well, which is gonna be pretty useful. But also over here, we have a crystal switch. Ew. That's going to be pretty handy for stuff we'll be doing a little bit later. We're going to backtrack a little bit so that we can do some stuff that is super fun and awesome. Because if we head back over... Ah, wait! That hurt my feelings! If we head back over here, now we can open the treasure chest! You've got the mirror shield! You can now turn back the beams you couldn't block before. And the reward for the most useless dungeon item goes towards this one. The mirror shield is only really going to be useful in like 2 instances in the entire game, and even then one of them is questionable. So yeah, I'm going to be honest, I'm not too fond of the mirror shield in this game. It's very, very situational. We go up to the 3rd floor. And it's a bit of a weird layout. We see all this empty space in the middle of the room. And we continue on over here. And there's another crystal switch right here, but there's a locked door that doesn't really do anything important for us. Owie! I'm trying to demonstrate the mirror shield. There we go. Owie! So yeah. This is a bit of a weird conundrum. What is in the room on that right over there? There's no way for us to get there, because if this crystal switch is down, then the one leading into this room is up. So, there is no way for us to get over there. And I've tried everything. I've tried everything to kind of sequence break my way in there. I've even tried screen warping with the original version of the game. But if you try screen warping here, then you're just going to fall in the pit over there. And there isn't really a good way you can screen warp over in this area, so... Yeah, this is a bit of a weird conundrum with this game. It's not really important what's over there, but if you want to know what is in that direction, then I'll have a picture on screen showing you what it looks like, at least. But just know that that's a bit of a mystery of this game that I've never been able to figure out. Is there a way to get over there normally? On the topic of out-of-bounds areas, it is kind of amusing because in the 3rd floor, there's also this empty room that's just a green... It's like just a green platform that's not really important or anything like that. I think they put that there as a failsafe, just in case you do wind up going across the area you're not supposed to. Because the dungeons themselves also have that too. Most of the dungeon rooms are interconnected, but for spaces where if you were to, like, somehow fall into the next room or whatever, there's like a empty room that's an empty room that's surrounded by walls that if you get stuck there somehow, then you can use the you can save and quit and get back to the front of the dungeon. You found a secret seashell. You've collected a lot of these, and something good is bound to happen. And that, my friends, is the last secret seashell in the entire game. Except for that one that we couldn't get, because I didn't realize that if we had more than 10 shells, it wouldn't appear. But I digress. We already showcased it on screen. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's just gonna bother me. But also, Kirby! Kirby is here for some reason. Kind of. He's actually anti-Kirby. So, yeah. This leads to a bit of a funny story I have with this guy. Kirby, like, everybody loves Kirby, right? Like, Kirby's awesome, Kirby's adorable, everybody loves Kirby. So, okay, I'll just put bombs there, kind of not really thinking about it, thinking, oh, it's not going to do anything, it'll be fine. Oh, it actually does hurt Kirby. That's pretty funny. So, a bit of a fun story about Kirby. My sisters hate Kirby with every fiber of their being, and I have no idea why. So, I think it just started off as a joke, and it just kind of naturally progressed from there, where they didn't like Kirby, and they wouldn't tell me why, and then just over the years, their hatred towards Kirby just kept growing more and more. And I would always be like, wait, how is it possible that you hate Kirby? He's a pink puffball. That's the kind of crap you usually like. I got turned around. Yippee! So I'm gonna go over this way. We're gonna attack this crystal switch. There's another anti-Kirby up there if you want to destroy him in cold blood. But I kind of wonder if Kirby being in this game might have something to do with it. Because, like, who knows? Who knows the exact reason why they didn't like Kirby. But I've always kind of, like, suspected that maybe it has something to do with this game. I'd also wonder if, because, like, somebody we knew at the time also made Kirby in Smash Brothers, and we kind of stopped being friends with them after a while. And I'm kind of wondering if that might have something to do with it, too. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, huh, I wonder if this game has anything to do with it. At the same time, though, I kind of wonder if maybe even realized it was Kirby. I can imagine her expression being like, oh no, Kirby is contaminating the best game ever, no! You see nothing, you see nothing? Okay. Whew, okay. Alright, that was a perfect run of this floor. You're not gonna question anything that appeared different on screen or whatever. We're gonna have that. Get back over here. We're gonna carry the orb with us. No, you can't defeat us. Not as long as we have the orb of confusion. Take this! Da, dee, la. Patrick, you know the thing's turned off, right? Patrick? You, Patrick! I did this flawlessly when I was practicing for this 20 minutes ago. Why am I feeling so bad now? There we go. You got the compass. Now you can see where the chests and nightmare are hidden. This compass has a new feature. A tone will tell you if a key is in the room when you enter. That is so fascinating. Thank you, game, ever so much for telling us the same information for the 7th frickin' dungeon in a row. 8 if you count the color dungeon. So maybe think of Tears of the Kingdom, how that game, okay. I'm gonna try my best not to rant too much about Tears of the Kingdom right now, because I have a whole other video planned for that, but the thing that annoyed me so much in Tears of the Kingdom was the fact that the cutscene dialogue literally never tells you any new information. It's like, the first time I played through it, I was like, okay, this cutscene is kind of interesting. It's not really telling us anything new, but okay. The second time that we hear it, it's like, okay, this sounds familiar. What's going on over here? And then the third time we hear it, it's like, oh, okay. They're literally saying the exact same thing over and over again. This is not very pleasant at all. And then by the last time we would hear it, and then by the fourth time, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna skip this cutscene. I do not care. This is literally the same thing, the exact same sentence over and over again. This is not going well. It really stunk too, because I really wanted so hard to like Tears of the Kingdom. I wanted so badly to like that game. But yeah, it just seemed like that first playthrough was like the most cursed playthrough of any game that I've ever played in my life. But anyway, this is not Tears of the Kingdom. We're talking about Link's Awakening. I'm gonna head back over here for a moment. No, we can't, never mind. I was gonna try to be all smart and stuff and be like, oh, I'm gonna go back here for a moment because there's another treasure chest we could open. But nope. Nope, it didn't. It wanted to make a lawyer out of me. We head back over here and we fall into this hole. Yay, we're on the edge of the map. Yippee! You got a small key. You can open a locked door. So going back to, like, you know, the actual dungeon we're supposed to be playing right now. This, I gotta say, is probably one of my favorite dungeons in the entire game. I always go back and forth on which one is my exact favorite, because I can never make up my mind on anything. Tail Cave is iconic. That's easily the one that I've played through the most because it's the first one, and I've had so many playthroughs of this game where I start, and then, like, I want to finish it for one reason or another, but... Like Tail Cave is easily the most iconic dungeon in the entire game. That one's pretty fun. I like Key Cavern a lot. English Tunnel can go to hell. Jump cut time! Okay. I want to backtrack a little bit before we continue any further. Let's head up these stairs for a moment. We've got the crystal switch down. Because I'm going to go over here. Hey, runt. You think you can take me? Alright, boys, let's get this punk out of my face! You dirty rat! You beat my brothers! You'll pay. I'll never forget you! We soon forgot. Yeah, I want to come in here first before he did anything else, because I just kind of always tried my best to fight that guy before we crumble the last pillar. Can I please get over there? There you go. It's just one of those silly things I like to do whenever I try to play through this game. You've got the Nightmare's key. Now you can open the door to the Nightmare's lair. So we got 3 pillars down, we got 1 more to go. We got the Mirror Shield, we got the Nightmare's key. I think that's probably a good place to wrap it up this time around. In the next episode, we're to finish off Eagle's Tower. Thank you so much for watching the video of Legends of Zelda Link's Awakening, and next time, leave the gator to you. Oh yeah.